players are 1 game apiece. John Bressett, 12-2. He was the only 12-2 unable to draw into the top 8 by virtue of tiebreaks. For Allan Breitman, his 11-2-1 meant he could not draw, and they are playing for a top 8 slot. And as the tiebreakers would have it, John Bressett likely needs a win here. If he loses, he's probably on the outside.
Yep. And for Bressett, some early discard spells backed by a Tarmogoyf. I imagine that's how he won the game that he's pulled in this set. That can stop these slower blue-white control decks from ever getting off the ground. Particularly if you're on the play, you can snag the Ancestral Vision before it's even suspended. That's a huge swing.
Game number 3 here. Bressett surveys his hand.
Doesn't look terribly convinced of it.
All right, and here we go. Game number 3. Breitman is on the play. He lost the first sideboard game, and see if he can get the other one. Starts on Colonnade, and for Bressett, it is a Verdant Catacombs, but no Thoughtseize effect. And now Breitman will cast suspend Ancestral Vision.
Yeah, it looks like he had the Ancestral in the opener, though had to play the Colonnade tapped. If Bressett had a discard effect, it would have been massive, but not having that stings.
Right, what a sigh of relief when he sees that he's not going to get Thoughtseized, and now he can just play out an Ancestral Vision.
That feels bad.
The question for me now is if Allan didn't have untapped blue, he may just be land light, and you certainly don't want to miss a land drop here.
Yes. Land drop's definitely important, not only for this matchup, but for his deck in general.
We are back to John Bressett. Blackcleave Cliffs, Scavenging Ooze, and he will pass to Breitman. Draw is another Colonnade on Breitman's side. Looks like he needed that land drop as well. He'll play it and pass.
Yeah. And for Bressett, Scavenging Ooze not the most exciting start. Certainly would prefer to have Dark Confidant on the table.
Well, it's worth 2 damage here. Allan will go to 18, but I agree. I don't see it getting too much larger. It interacts with Snapcaster Mages?
Yes. The card is not a straight blank by any means. He just really needs ways to keep up on cards as he faces down this Ancestral Vision that's ticking down.
So Ooze swings, puts Breitman to 18. Bressett continues to develop his mana with basic Forest. Colors are just about set for this game.
Yep. No major mana development issues.
Now he will try for Kitchen Finks. See if Breitman with 2 mana up has a response. Doesn't look like it. Bressett will go to 20. And Allan had to top deck the 3rd land. Now Moment of Truth can top deck the 4th. He does not. He hits a 2nd Cryptic instead.
Does still have some play, though, as a copy of Condemn in the hand, which will cleanly deal with Kitchen Finks.
Back to Bressett. Now here's the discard.
Or maybe it won't cleanly deal with Kitchen Finks.
Yeah. Inquisition of Kozilek. Looks like Breitman has a Vendilion Click he could flash into play in response. So he's deciding if he wants to play that. And nope, he'll just let his hand get Inquisition. So we see Spell Snare, Elspeth Sun's Champion, Condemn, Vendilion Click, and 2 Cryptic Commands.
This hand was really hurting for that 4th land.
If it had hit the 4th land, though, Breitman would be a huge favorite.
Yes, absolutely.
Chaining some Cryptics into a Visions. And now Bressett's got to decide. Is it the Click or the Condemn, or maybe the Spell Snare?
If Bressett has a removal spell for the Click, I assume we're looking at Condemn.
We will see. Decide between the 2, and he goes with the removal spell. Condemn goes to the graveyard. Bressett was very careful to tap his Blackcleave Cliffs instead of the Overgrown Tomb there. Let's see just what he had in store. Here comes the Vendilion Click.
Sure looks like Abrupt Decay mana.
Wow, Breitman's going to take the full 5. Now we see a tapped Black Cleave Cliffs for Bressett, and now Breitman will play the Vendilion Click. So what's the advantage to end stepping there?
Well, this way he gets to be aggressive with the Vendilion Click, though. I feel like the card's role is inevitably blocking. His game plan has to be to set up Elspeth, Cryptic Commands to pull ahead that way. I don't think he's winning this game by casting Click here and getting aggressive.
The hand is a land, a Tarmogoyf, a Kolaghan's Command, and a Kalitas. He will select away, it looks like.
Took the Kolaghan's Command.
The Kolaghan's Command. Now, John didn't play the Tarmogoyf there, leaving up green mana.
Yeah, you don't want to walk into... Well, Breitman can't cast Supreme Verdict on this turn, and he knows that. There's no fourth land or Supreme Verdict, but it is in a potential eventuality.
Fourth land for Breitman, but it is a second basic plains, and that might be problematic.
Bressett used the Scavenging Ooze to exile the Condemn there, so they won't be getting Snapcast back later.
An attack puts Breitman down to 8. Still unable to cast Cryptic.
Now, for Breitman, I'd be somewhat tempted to leave back Vendilion Click and just cast Elspeth on that turn. Try to get that going, use Cryptic Command to protect it, kind of get set up that way, see what the Ancestral Vision draws on top of that. His play this way leaves up Spell Snare. He does know about the Tarmogoyf.
We look at Bressett here. It's Kitchen Finks. He knows about the Cryptics and knows Breitman can't play them.
Yep.
Bressett at 19. Plays a 5th land. Passes back to Breitman, and now Breitman will get his cache of cards. Ancestral Vision coming off Suspend. 3 cards. Looks like another Cryptic, a Path to Exile. He's got to hope he's found the land.
Kind of.
Oh, I see what you mean. Ghost Quarter.
Can use the Ghost Quarter to destroy one of his planes to find an island and start casting Cryptic Command.
Right, so we could Cryptic plus Path to Exile?
Yes.
And he keeps attacking. John Bressett now down to 16.
I really don't like these attacks. I probably would have just traded that on the with the Scavenging Ooze on the Inquisition of Kozilek turn.
6th land from Bressett, but no Raging Ravine. He says, go to attacks. Now we see what Breitman will do. Is there going to be a tap? We'll see.
Actually more likely on the following turn after the Inquisition because he was leaving up Spell Snare for the Tarmogoyf.
White. Okay, so he floats a white, Ghost Quarters his own planes, gets an island. So now he can cast Cryptic Command and leave up a Colonnade. Or he'll leave up a plains, I guess, so he doesn't get fulminated or something like that.
Well, he needs all 3 of those blue sources to cast the Cryptic.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, there's no option there. Here's Cryptic. Modes, tap and draw.
Easily the most common mode on Cryptic Command.
And John will just pass. No Path to Exile from Breitman. He draws another Ghost Quarter. Hits with Vendilion Click again. Bressett down to 13.
This Ghost Quarter is better than the previous Ghost Quarter.
Well, Breitman off the Cryptic Command did hit Flooded Strand, so
better still.
That's better. That's best. Yeah. Chaining Cryptics is a good way to win just about any tough situation. Breitman plays the Flooded Strand and passes.
Yeah, and you can use Chaining Cryptics. If you're able to get Bressett down to 6, you can convert with a Vendilion Click plus Elspeth Knight Errant. Of course, when you get up to 6 mana yourself, it can be Vendilion Click plus Celestial Colonnade attacking. Yeah,
Elspeth Sun's Champion, I believe, is the one in his list.
Oh, okay. That's very different.
Knight Errant would be great here, though. He goes to attack and tap draw again from Breitman. John, and this is a big play. Here's Fulminator Mage. If Breitman was hoping to cast Elspeth, he's going to have to wait another turn before doing it. Fulminator Mage hits a Colonnade.
Yes.
Breitman will go to 7 on end step to go convert that Flooded Strand. Keep in mind, one thing that John's doing here is on each of these end steps, John has been using Scavenging Ooze to exile away Breitman's graveyard so that Snapcaster Mage can't do anything.
Yep. Has to chain actual copies of Cryptic Command instead of having Snapcaster Cryptic Command, which he's off mana on anyway, but took care of the Condemn and stuff like that.
A Path to Exile is the draw from Breitman. He has many copies of cards that are Path to Exiles or Condemns here.
Yes. Very high end 1-mana removal spells. Looks like a portal copy of Wrath of God in hand as well.
Oh.
He doesn't want to kill his own Vendilion Click, though.
No, and then also, right, we have these Finks, so...
Yeah, he just makes the board worse for himself if he casts that.
So he will swing. Bressett will terminate. This is before damage, so John is actually still at 13.
Yep, and Cryptic Commanding this here puts Breitman in a very precarious situation.
So he'll Spell Snare.
Much better.
Now John takes the 3, goes to 10. Ghost Quarter for Breitman.
So that takes him off Cryptic Command mana for Bressett's combat.
It does, unless he uses... He could do that Ghost Quarter trick again as long as he has another basic island. He has 5 basic islands. That's not a problem.
All right, that'll do it.
But at a certain point, he's blown up what? He's quartered one of his own lands and has been Fulminator Maged.
Yeah.
And here come the removal spells. Path to Exile on 1 Kitchen Finks.
Yep, just time to start going to work with those.
I love this. Path to Exile on other Kitchen Finks. More lands. More lands. Convert all those extra cards.
An unfortunate element of Bressett's draw is he has yet to produce a copy of Raging Ravine.
Yeah, these extra lands don't do much, do they?
Yep, and also in the face of Cryptic Command, you force them to tap your creatures and bounce the Raging Ravine if they want to not take any damage on the combat.
Scavenging Ooze is still left. Breitman goes to 5. Don't believe he has a Condemn here, so he took damage there. Now we're on John's second main. The recent recipient of a large gift of tapped basics. And Kalidas is John's play. But you mentioned a card in Allan's hand that he is setting up for. I believe, if he has the Wrath of God.
Yes.
Because he exiled all the creatures with Persist.
Yep, and he still is in a window where he can use Cryptic Command to tap Bressett's creatures down and put him more in range to die. So on the following turn, tap Bressett's team down, go to your turn, attack with Vendilion Click, then you can Wrath of God, or just activate Celestial Colonnade, make Colonnade lethal after one more hit from the Vendilion Click.
Yeah, and you're right, he doesn't actually pull trigger on Wrath of God. He passes back to John. It's 7 for John Bressett, 5 for Allan Breitman.
Depending on the contents of Bressett's hand, this game might just be over on the following turn.
You mean Breitman might never use the Wrath of God? He might just use damage?
Yes.
Not how I saw this playing out.
No.
Tap and draw from Breitman. That Cryptic Command, he finds a Glacial Fortress off the draw. Bressett follows up with Tarmogoyf and another land. 1 card left. He'll pass. So Breitman could go for a lethal attack. Now, is that safer? I don't know. There's a card in Bressett's hand. It's so tempting to just
I'm pretty
get them all.
sure I would just attack, cast Wrath of God, and then wait on the Colonnade. He needs another land to activate the Colonnade anyway. So if he doesn't find that, you probably just Wrath of God.
Yeah. I believe he has the land. He drew that off his Cryptic.
Okay.
Drew a Surgical Extraction there.
That was not great here.
Yeah, 2 copies in his sideboard.
That one's a little bit better against Graveyard Jund.
Well, if Allan wins this match, he will really enjoy having a card like Surgical Extraction in his top 8, okay?
That'll come in handy in the elimination rounds.
Maybe not here, but it's a good one. He also has Elspeth, Sun's Champion. There's a ton of options for Breitman.
Yeah.
He'll play Glacial Fortress. And he's just going to play cast Elspeth and plus her, making 3 tokens to block. Now, if John Bressett top decks Maelstrom Pulse, he wins now.
Yeah, just cleans up those blocking tokens.
3 blocking tokens, everything in. Is there a I thought we'd see the Wrath of God.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is the greediest possible line.
I mean, We put Elspeth in this deck to cast it, okay? Yeah. And this is how we win.
I got this here shiny Planeswalker, and I'm going to cast it.
Oh, he's going to swing with the Vendilion Click. All right. Can John Bressett? Now just double kill spell does it too, I believe.
Yeah. Any two of these creatures are lethal when combined.
Can John Bressett top deck out? One draw. It's almost certainly done on the next turn. Here comes the team. Kalidas has lifelink, so he'll gain life here. But here swings all three creatures at Allan, and Allan will block them all.
Yep.
Bressett up to 7. And does he have a follow-up, or is he saying go?
Bressett's still dead. The Vendilion Click Celestial Colonnade here.
Another Tarmogoyf and a pass. And if that Wrath of God is in Breitman's hand, he is going to clean up.
Could also just go for the win.
We'll see how Allan wants to try to end it. Does he want to try to attack? Does he want to play it safe? There's a lot of lines. He's going to go very safe. 3 damage from the Vendilion Click.
So kind of comically, because he doesn't have black mana, if he had that, he could cast Surgical Extraction without losing any life and just see what's in Bressett's hand and know that he can attack for lethal for free.
Oh, wow. He could get bolted if he did that.
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
Okay.
That's the reason not to do it.
So he casts Rest in Peace to hit the graveyards, then Wrath of God to put all the creatures in exile, then makes 3 tokens. This looks like Allan Breitman has punched his ticket to the top 8.
Yep. Nothing's going to stop him now.
One more draw for the Jund player. Picks it up. I don't know if he has something that'll do it.
Yep, Bressett realizing his fate here now.
And he extends the hand, and it is Allan Breitman. Blue-white control, 12, 2, and 1. He is in your top 8.
And this is another one we don't see very often. A lot of just fringe, really interesting decks showing up this weekend.